Hey everybody, welcome back to the Desert Rats YouTube channel. My name's Andy. I want to thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to be getting back on my 2007 Fleetwood camper, my budget camper build. So I'm hoping today we're going to be able to get a couple things done. We'll see if the weather holds out. Right now it's a little bit windy, but let me tell you what we got going on. So I picked up some of this glaze from the O'Reilly's Auto Parts store. It's made by U-Pole, fantastic glaze. This is for doing like pinhole work after you lay down some Bondo or other body filler. I'm hoping this is going to cure my pinhole issue that we have going on with the Bondo or the body filler that we had already laid down. So we'll see how that works. So when I get that laid down, and then I also have I also picked up some 220 grit sandpaper as well as a actual little sanding block that'll kind of help me be able to lay down, or excuse me, they should be able to help me sand what's there and be able to get down to what we need. And then if if the weather today is going to hold up, I would like to be able to try and get down some of this paint. So this is a Magic brand tractor, truck, and implement exterior oil-based enamel. So this is in the Ford light gray color. They didn't have any white. It's got this at Tractor Supply. It's pretty inexpensive, pretty good quality stuff. I've used it before on metal applications. I've never used it on fiberglass. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. So what we'll do is when I go to shoot this stuff, I have a cheap gun that I got from Harbor Freight some years back. And what I'm going to try and do is just shoot a little bit of this in a section, and we're just going to see if it is going to work to what I need it to do. If not, we'll change game plans. It should work, but I don't know. Should be able to paint this over anything, honestly. With that, though, you have to buy the reducer. So this is the reducer Magic brand. This goes along with any of the paint that Tractor Supply sells for this Magic brand, and this is going to be able to thin it out accordingly and make sure that it actually dries. Now I have used this stuff in the past, the paint anyways. I bought in the past I used the black color, and I used it on some parts of my car, bumpers that I built, and it laid down okay, but it was super thick and it took forever to dry. It finally did harden up, and it's good. It's bulletproof. It works really well. I'm happy with the outcome, but it just took forever to dry. So I didn't use any of the reducer last time. I wasn't smart enough to grab any. So this time we'll be a little bit more prepared. We'll mix it accordingly and throw it in the paint gun. And that should enable us to be able to get this going and get it painted. So I'm going to pick up where we left off last time. I haven't done anything to it. We got the primer sprayed down that I also got from Tractor Supply, and it's just coating all of the surfaces that I worked on. The main thing with the primer was I didn't want to have this thing exposed to the elements and have it destroyed at all with the exposed body filler. So at least we got a coating over it that's kind of help protect it for the meantime. I didn't spray down any other like high build primer. So normally in a process like this, if you're going to lay down or do some fiberglass repair, you're going to end up doing some body filler after that, pinhole stuff like what we're going to do, and then you would want to spray down some high build primer, and that high build primer would help cover any of the last little imperfections or anything like that, and then you would give it a good sand, and then you would go with your top coat color or whatever you're using after that, your single or two-stage paints. This paint is just a single stage paint. So again, as I said before, this is just going to be really simple, really easy. This is just a repair for this roof. If I really, really, really wanted to with this thing, I would just rescan it. It's not really worth, if I was trying to make this thing look pretty, it's not really worth trying to put a ton of money into this thing. Again, I'm just trying to get it functional and not leak, and this is going to achieve what I needed to do. As long as that paint holds up and works. So we'll see what happens there. Otherwise, let's get to it. All right, so I've kind of set myself up a little work area in here to be able to get this glaze down. I had to throw up a canopy over me here just because the sun beating down. It's making the surface like 10 million degrees. So let's cool down a little bit now. I think we should be good to apply it. So I've just got a sheet of aluminum here. I cleaned this with some acetone ahead of time, and then I cleaned my substrate acetone and a rag, get it as good as we're going to get it. So yeah, let's get after it. So this is pretty much the same process as the body filler is. So or you have to open this up. Oh, there is a thing in there. Okay. Here we go. It's like a ketchup bottle. Now that I made a mess everywhere. Stuff is super fine. Okay, let's try that again. Let's do it right here. But this stuff is really, really fine. This says it has a self-leveling feature to it. So that's what we're going to do. That's pretty much it. Okay, well, let's mix up some more of this. Okay, so we got all this laid down. This is all dry. It's ready to go. We can start sanding it now. I've got some 220 grit sandpaper with my block and a mask. So I'm ready to go. I would say though, only use this stuff if you're planning on doing just a small area. If you don't have a large project to do, just use this stuff. It'd be fine. It's challenging to work with, really challenging to work with. But if you're doing a large area, just buy the high build primer. That would just be the easiest thing to do. It's just really difficult to mix, and it's so runny that won't stay on your substrate that you're using to mix it with to spread it. And so transferring it for whatever you're mixing it on to your substrate is difficult. And yeah, it levels out some. You got to play with the hardener. It's pretty warm out today. Like I said, it's about 80 degrees or so. So that's probably hampering my work time with this because it's very short. I mean, you're talking less than a minute. You have to work with it and then it's done. And if you put a little bit in there that's hard and you get like this, what we had here, and then it just messes it up, and I don't know, and then you create more work for yourself. But anyways, we're going to get after this. Hopefully this will eliminate my pinhole issue. I've just got just a few spots on here I'm concerned with the pinholes. The rest of it, I do have some pinholes. The rest of it, I'm not concerned about at all. Just some of these other areas. So let's get after it. Put your dust mask on. Don't forget that. All right, well, I think I got about all the sanding I'm going to get done. There's still some edges that are kind of sharp on this thing where I glazed over with that stuff, but it's good enough for me. So I think we're ready for ready to start the painting process. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit. It's just slightly breezy, but I think what I'm going to do is mix up some of that paint, and then we'll shoot maybe just this section right here, and then we'll see what happens. So I'll pick back up with you guys here in a minute. Okay, so I've just got a little bit of paint mixed in this thing right here, and we're just going to shoot down some paint, and we're going to see what we end up with. Alrighty guys, well, it's been about, I don't know, 30-45 minutes since I've laid down just this little section of paint right here, and it's looking good enough to me. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to give this thing a 30-foot paint job. It's going to look good from 30 feet away. Don't get any closer than that. Roll into that RV park right there. They're going to see you at the window. Yeah, sure, your RV looks good. Right in. Don't come up and look at it. Now, in all seriousness, guys, this is just a simple job here. I'm breaking all the rules of doing paint. If you're going to do this process, do it at your own risk. I am not worried about this, but it's going to do exactly what I want it to do, and it is what it is. When I sprayed this over, I can still see some of the little pinholes that are in my newly painted section. However, and what I did notice was that some of the paint that got on the existing fiberglass that I didn't do anything to, there's little pinholes in it too. So, you know, it's going to blend in just fine. It's obviously going to be shiny and flat right here and then textured everywhere else, but it is what it is. I'm not going to go through the trouble to try to mimic any of this texture on this roofing material at all. It's just, it's going down, it's getting painted. It is what it is. I don't care. Like I said, I'm breaking all the rules of painting here. I'm just doing very simple prep. I'm doing very simple painting. I'm using cheap paint. I don't care. So what we got going on here is I've just done all the surface prep I'm pretty much going to do. I'll probably go through and do one more wipe down, and then I masked off the areas. Now the issue we have here is this is my paint booth, and as you can see, it's a little windy. If this wind actually picks up, then we're not going to do it, but we're going to see. So I obviously don't have an enclosed area to do this in. Ideally, do it in an enclosed area that's well ventilated and got good lighting. I don't have any of that. I got to make do with what I got, and this is what I got. So this is what we're going to do. Like I said, they didn't have any white paint, so they got this light gray. I think it's going to look just fine. I ain't worried about it. It's going to be all one color. Again, a 30-foot paint job. That's all I want. Went through and wiped everything off, and then masked off the sections that I don't want paint on. I'm only going to be painting half of this trailer. It says specifically in those instructions for the paint to not apply it in the direct sunlight. I only have a 10 by 10 canopy. We can only paint 10 feet at a time. So we're going to lay this down. It's getting in the afternoon right now, and we'll just lay down half the paint for this thing, and then we'll pick up again when I'm able to work on this next. And I got to go to work tomorrow, so it is what it is. But anyways, let me go get the paint mixed up, and I'll catch up with you guys in just a few. If you're a professional at painting, don't watch this. Look away. Don't do what I do. Pretty good, I think. Okay, I got some more mixed up. When you're mixing this stuff, you got to use it pretty thin. The thicker you use it, the more difficult it is to work with. So, anyways, let's get back at it. Well, I think we about got her, folks. 30 foot away, it's going to be pretty dang good. That's what we're talking about. All right, I'm going to go break this thing down, get it cleaned up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. 30 feet for $30. Got a 30-foot paint job for 30 bucks. That paint was like $28, and then the hardener was like 10 bucks. So a little more than 30 bucks. But hey, this thing is going to look great from 30 feet away. It's going to be towing it down the road. Everybody can look at it and go, man, that thing's a sharp looking camper. Very nice, Clark. Very nice. So anyways, we got this paint laid down. I got it for half of the roof here. The sun's starting to set this afternoon, so it's cooling off. I'm not too worried about the sections that are exposed to the sunlight. I probably could have gotten the whole roof painted today, but half of it's fine. We'll pick up when I get time again. Like I said, I got to go to work tomorrow, so this thing's just going to sit out here and dry. I'll keep the cover over it tomorrow. I'll keep most of the sunlight off of it. Didn't come out half bad. When you mix that stuff up, mix it a little thinner than what the instructions tell you. This stuff takes forever to dry, and that's just the nature of this paint, because it is a tractor implement paint. It's meant to be kind of durable. It should hold up just fine for my purposes and my needs. So I'm happy with it. It looks good. My repair sections don't look the greatest. Like I said before, I'm not going to win any auto shop or body shop contests here, but it's good enough for my purposes, and it's not going to leak. So we'll let this puppy dry up. This will be it for today's episode. I really appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.